our CAT prep pulse session. So, all of you, all the CAT aspirants, if you're wondering how toppers usually plan their days and prepare their daily mocks to get that 99 percentile, then this is the session that you have been waiting for. For all the episodes, all the sessions that we have been doing consistently from the month of July till November, do not miss out on each episode of CAT sessions because these are really, really helpful. We have our mentors taking out time, giving you some very, very important tips. And today we are once again joined by Dr. Mansoor, academic heads of EV League Career Services, and one of the most trusted cat mentors, right? So here we will be understanding from sir that what exactly should be the daily schedule, how you should be preparing mock strategies, and to get that real hands off for cat preparation. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us with here, and I we are so glad to you could join us today. You're guiding hundreds of students, getting them into IIMs, helping them understand this cat thing, the strategies are so practical. There's no fluff. They're so useful. So, what today we're gonna see and what we're gonna understand about the daily schedule and the mock strategies.
Hey, good evening, everyone. In case of today's session, I'm going to focus upon how to prepare starting from now till the time of your actual IM CAT on 30th of November. But I will take care that there are some students who have already started their preparation. On the other hand, there are some students who can go in for a possible restart at this particular stage, and they can go in for starting their preparation afresh, right from scratch, right from point zero. So we'll structure this whole thing in a manner so that uh, everyone can benefit. I'm going to share a PPT on your screen and then we'll start. This is a 15-week journey towards IMCAT success. We're looking at getting a 99 percentile because if you get a 99 percentile and it is backed up by a good profile, then you can end up getting calls from almost every business school. So let's embark on this transformative 15-week preparation journey, which is designed to maximize your potential for the IMCAT on November 30. This plan integrates a rigorous study with essential well-being strategies as well. Because for people who are going to start now, they may get faced by the kind of syllabus that they have in case of IMCAT. So let's look at the agenda for today's session. In case of today's session, we'll navigate your path to excellence. Just give me a moment. We'll have four components. We'll look at a phased preparation approach structured into distinct stages for optimal learning and retention. Then we will look at a daily study blueprint of sorts, which would be flexible, yet disciplined routine, which is tailored for your consistent progress. And then we'll also have to go in for a progress review and adaptation so that there are strategies for self-assessment and mid-course correction wherever it is needed. Plus, during the whole process, there has to be a clear mindset and well-being attention as such. So it is important for all of us to maintain confidence, be persistent in our studies. At the same time, we need to maintain our mental health. The IMCAT is an aptitude test. Aptitude tests test your intelligence, and they're all modified intelligence tests. So if you are under pressure, if you're feeling tension during the preparation, if you're not coping up with your sleep requirements, then automatically your scores are going to go down by another 20 to 30%. On the other hand, if you have everything in place and you are cool and comfortable on the day of the examination and you're prepared properly, then this naturally ends up increasing your score by 20 to 30 points as such. So let's start. This whole 15-week journey is divided into four critical phases. Each of them has a specific focus to ensure comprehensive coverage and mastery. In the four stages, the first stage is your foundation stage, which I have divided between August 14th till 15th September. During this particular stage, you should be working on your foundation. Then there's a practice stage wherein you apply your learning of concepts from September 16th till October 15th. And a third stage wherein you start with your mock tests, and this should go in for about a month's time. And then there's a final sprint which should go from November 16th till November 29th. If I look at the foundation part, this is the time when you build your concepts, you master core principles, and expand your conceptual knowledge. So, this, if I talk about various areas of IronCAT, then this is the time when you learn all your quantitative aptitude concepts, which means you learn formulas, you learn where those formulas are applied, you do a lot of practice of calculations, and you develop the ability to conjure up an idea or conjure up a particular formula or a strategy when you look at a question on hand. This is the focus of the foundation stage. After this, in the practice stage, you do intensive drills or practice sessions in which you hone your skills with targeted timed practice. The initial practice that you do should not be timed, but later on, this practice of yours needs to be timed properly. So give yourself about 2.5 minutes per question when you're doing your practice drills. Then comes your mock test practice. Even after you've learned all concepts and you've practiced them well, it does, and you've learned 100% of everything, and you know how to get a 100% score. Despite that, the dynamics of an examination hall are pretty different, and you need to know how to handle yourself during those 2 hours of the actual examination. That is where mock test practice comes into play. And this is a simulated exam condition where you get full length mock tests or simulated examinations. And after the examination gets over, you do a clear analysis and see what holes you need to plug in. The last stage, obviously, is a stage wherein you do random revisions, consolidate knowledge, refine your exam approach, and make yourself mentally cool. Tell yourself that, yes, I prepared properly. As a result, I should deserve a very good score. If I look at the CAT structure, it's the years, when CAT has become standardized now, it has a total of 66 questions, which have to be attempted in a total of 120 minutes. There are sectional time limits that which have to be considered. So these 120 minutes are broken up into three sections of VARC or verbal ability and reading comprehension, data interpretation, logical reasoning, and the quantitative ability part. So, if I talk about finer details of them, in verbal ability, you get 24 questions. In DI and LR, you get 20 questions. And in case of quant, you end up getting a total of 22 questions. So, the greatest number of questions are there in case of the verbal ability and reading comprehension part, but the time remains the same. In case of DI and LR, you get the lowest number of questions, but time remains the same. So, in a way, you end up getting more time per question of data interpretation, logical reasoning, as compared to the amount of time which you get for a verbal ability and reading comprehension question. In quant, you get a time span which is between DILR and VARC part. If I break up VA and RC part, then there are a total of 16 questions which you get, which means four reading comprehension passages, each with four questions. Each passage is about 550 words long, and each passage has four questions attached to it. Then there are eight questions of verbal ability which are present. Now, for all of these questions, if they are multiple choice questions, then you get 3 marks for attempting a question in a correct manner. You get 1 mark deducted for attempting a question and getting it wrong. There are certain questions which are called as Peter questions or plug in the answer questions. These questions where you got to type in your answer. And in case you get the question correct, then you end up getting 3 marks. And if you get the question wrong, no marks are deducted. You have an on-screen calculator for doing your calculations, and there's a clear fixed section order and time limit. So the order is VARC as the first section, then DILR, and then finally quantitative part. And you get 40 minutes each for each of these three sections. Now, if I go in for doing a comparison of what kind of a performance leads to what kind of a percentile in case of various sections, then this is a table which is an average of the last 3 years. Here you can see the VARC section, LRDI, and the quant section, and what kind of a percentile you will get in case you end up getting with a certain score on that particular section. So, if you look at, we're not looking at the minimal targets as such. If we look at what is the actual target for us, then the real target for us is trying to get a 99 percentile. And if you get a 99 percentile, then automatically this translates into you ending up with calls from almost all business schools, depending upon your profile. So if your profile is good, you'll end up getting calls from all the IIMs as such, and the other good business schools as well. So you can see that in case of VARC part, for a 99 percentile, you need to get 47 marks here. In LRDI, you need 34 marks. And in case of quant, you need 36 marks. But it does not mean that in order to get a 99 percentile, you definitely need to get 47 on VRC, 34 on LRDI, and 36 in case of the quant part, because these are scores of different students on an average. Now, there are some students who may be hopeless at LRDI and quant, but may be excellent at VRC. As a result, they will push the 99 percentile for VRC on the higher side. So, if you add them up, they are actually lower than the total score which is required to get a 99 percentile, which is 97 only. The maximum score which is possible is 198. So, in order to get a 99 percentile, your overall score has to be 97. You should have cleared the sectional cutoffs, and that would put you in a safe zone completely. On the other hand, if you look at the actual percentage, now percentile is something which is very unclear for a student who's preparing because they do not know who to compare with. As a result, it is better to get a fair idea about the kind of percentage which you have to maintain in various sections in order to get a 99 percentile. If you look at it, if anyone scores a 65% on the VARC section, that person would end up getting a 99 percentile score. If anyone ends up scoring a 56% on LRDI section when you're taking a mock back at home, that translates into a 99 percentile. In a similar manner, if you're scoring a 55% on your quant part, then that translates into a 99 percentile. But overall, if you look at it, scoring a 48.9% overall in a mock test translates into you getting a 99 percentile score. So you can see that the actual score which you require in order to get a 99 percentile is below a 50. Over the years, this score has varied between 48% till 52%. So the toppers of this examination, they end up getting a maximum score of 48 to 52%. This is the kind of examination that you're going in for. You don't have to target a 100% score. You have to target a score which is in the range of somewhere around a 50%. And if you end up getting a 50%, then you are an above 99 percentile. So there are 50% of the questions in your examination which you should not even be targeting. This is the learning from this particular table. So when you are attempting an IMCAT paper or when you are taking a mock exam, tell yourself very clearly that there are about 40 to 50% of the questions on which I do not need to waste my time. If you come across a series of questions which are very difficult for you and you cannot do them or you do not know how to do them, then please do not get tense there. Instead, you need to maintain your cool and tell yourself in a very confident manner that these are possibly those questions which I'm not supposed to do as an intelligent student. An intelligent student does not target all 100% of the questions as such. An intelligent student targets about 60, gets about 50 of them correct, and that's it. Ends up getting a 99 percentile or even above. I want you to take a screenshot of this particular slide. This is very important for all of you. This will keep you on track. This will keep on motivating you. This is the prize that we are looking for. So keep your eyes on this prize while you're doing your preparation.
Guys, please keep taking screenshots. These are very, very crucial for you. We are also receiving few questions about fees of the course. Hi, Harshit. Thank you so much for the question. We'll pick up your question soon. Also, please specify, are you asking about the CAT course or which course do you want to understand about?
So if I look at a daily study blueprint which you need to have, why don't you take a screenshot of this particular slide? It will be helpful for all of you. You have to take care that you need to have a clear study plan. You can take a screenshot, convert it into a JPEG, and maybe take a printout of this. And for every date that you are preparing, you can possibly write down what task you have allocated for a particular hour slot. The day's goals, the to-do list for you, and the important notes that you need to maintain so that you can keep your plans in place. If you look at the requirement of hard work, then if you study for about 6 hours every day, regularly, consistently, then this is something which can be done. Getting a 99 percentile starting from now is something which can be managed. These 2 hour slots that you're going to study, they should have breaks in between them. Also, understand very clearly that during preparation, your brain needs to be absolutely fresh and it should not be tired at all. That means you have to go in for using the Pomodoro technique, which basically says that your brain actually works for 45 minutes very properly, and then it needs a break of 15 minutes. So study in slots of 45 minutes. But overall, you should be studying for about 6 hours every day. You can possibly have a plan of this particular type, which I have here on the screen, where you allocate 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, and 2 hours in the evening. If you're a morning person and your brain works better and more productively in the morning time, then you can possibly increase the number of hours in the morning. On the other hand, if you're an evening person, then you can plan accordingly. You can start the day by doing practice of verbal ability and reading comprehension. And preparation of VARC would include you doing a lot of reading, building up your vocabulary, getting your grammar in place, and then attempting passages which have already appeared in case of IMCAT, and seeing what kind of questions are you getting wrong, and only worry about the questions which you are getting wrong. Try to understand why your answer is not the right answer in case you've made a mistake, and why the correct answer is the correct answer because of a certain reason. So just practicing is not enough. You'll have to realize why are you getting questions wrong, identify the reasons, and plug those gaps. Similarly, you can possibly have the afternoon focus upon a lot of arithmetic and algebra topics or the quant portion and doing exercises and practice questions. And in the evening, you can possibly pick up DIA and LR sets and solve about 2 to 3 sets. And once you've done those sets, LR is one area where I want you to look at the detailed solution analysis also. I want you to, even if you get a particular LR set perfectly correct, I want you to still look at the explanations of how those answers can be arrived at in a shorter amount of time. You can leave Sunday for a review of whatever you've done throughout the week, and you can possibly take a mock test or a sectional test, do a mistake analysis, go in for reading more editorials and reading through more essays. I talk about what would be the source of your readings also. If you go in for a weekly topic breakdown during the foundation stages, then during week one, you can possibly work upon your VA and RC, do RC basics and parajumbles, a little bit of odd one out also. Parajumbles is very similar to odd one out. So odd one out is another area which you can jumble up along with your parajumbles. In case of quant, go in for covering up number systems and percentages. Unless and until these two parts are in place, you will not be able to handle the rest of the arithmetic part. In case of DILR, start with basic bar graphs and tables, get a sense of data and a sense of the logical reasoning puzzles as such, and then move on to week two, where you start working upon a different kind of a question, which is inference-based reading comprehensions. Passages which are more abstract by nature, passages which are analytical or argumentative by nature, go in for working upon them. And in case they have an inference-based question or a question which requires you to step out of the passage and answer it, you should be working upon these kind of questions during the second week. You can possibly do more practice of odd sentences out during this particular time period and focus upon ratios and averages. Again, two very important areas of your quant part. And then move on to DI and LR and work upon Venn diagrams and do more and more of puzzles. Venn diagrams are slightly more difficult than basic bar graphs and tables. That's the reason why Venn diagrams need to be attempted at a later stage. And then in the subsequent weeks, you continue rotating topics on a weekly basis to systematically cover the entire CAT syllabus by mid-October. This should be an iterative approach and it reinforces learning. Also, whatever initial plans I told you, if those plans spill over into other phases, that is not a problem. And if I talk about the mock phases, which is October 16th till November 15th, it is crucial for transforming your knowledge, which you've picked up, into a clear performance in the examination hall. And preparing for mock tests or preparing for the actual examinations 2 hours is all about strategy, endurance, and precision. So this is not the time where you just focus upon knowing how to take the answer. you need to know how to maximize your performance, how to reach your highest potential as such in order to end up getting a good score. You should be taking full length mock tests, at least two mock tests per week. But take care that whenever, if you're taking two mocks per week or three mocks per week, there should be clear days allocated wherein you go in for taking those tests, so that you do this preparation in a more disciplined manner. And taking a mock test is not beneficial if you are not doing analysis. After you have taken a mock test of 2 hours, you should be spending at least 2 to 3 hours upon that mock test, looking at which kind of questions are you attempting, which kind of questions are you leaving, which questions are you getting wrong, and why are you getting them wrong. You need to restructure your choice of doing questions. Which questions to be attempted, which questions not to be attempted. This is a strategy which maximizes your performance. You can go in for taking daily sectional tests. Pick up a particular previous year question paper and take one section out of it, out of the three, and attempt it daily in order to meet your specific, to find out your weaknesses. Also, go in for tracking and writing down what kind of mistakes are you making when you are attempting mock tests as such. And you keep on revising your weak areas, convert them into your strong areas. Also, time management is very crucial out here. You've got to practice solving questions under time conditions to optimize your speed and accuracy and the balance between speed and accuracy. The moment you improve your speed or you increase your speed, your accuracy is going to dip down. So you will have to work upon increasing your speed in such a manner that your accuracy does not suffer in practice. So do not go in for increasing your speed inordinately. That may not work for you because that will actually end up in decreasing your accuracy as such. Your final sprint, which is between November 16th and November 29th, is a time period wherein you need to go in for reaching your highest points and plateauing your performance. Your performance should not come down after that. So November 16th onward, you have about 15 days in which you can continue doing your concept revisions, revisit key formulas and foundational concepts, and take intense mock analysis, 3 to 4 final mocks, and check your performance by doing a very proper analysis. You can go in for doing high yield practice by focusing on solving highly probable reading comprehension, quant sets, and DILR puzzles. Mental preparation is very important during this time period. So you need to prioritize 7 hours of sleep. You need to eat right. You have to take care you do not eat outside your home, and so that you don't end up picking up a stomach infection, which brings down your preparation. And you'll have to do a lot of stress management for peak performance. I will advise that you should have a certain number of friends with whom you can possibly share notes and bounce off ideas. And when you talk to them, a lot of your tension would also vanish off or decrease. This is the final stage of your preparation. A day before your actual examination, preferably go in for visiting your examination hall, seeing how much time it takes, what is the traffic condition, and be mentally prepared for the examination as such. So, if you look at effective progress review and any mid-course corrections, remember, regular self-assessment and strategic adjustments are very vital for staying on track and optimizing your study plan. You will have to do weekly self-assessment. You will have to evaluate the mastery of topics, your mock test performance, how are you at time management, identify areas which need more attention in the topics which you're covering. Then you also have to take care that you dive deep into mistakes from your mock exams and your practice sessions. Understand why errors occurred and prevent their reoccurrence. If you've made a particular mistake and you realize it, do not repeat that particular mistake. Also remember, plans are made to be changed later on. The plans keep us on track. So, based upon your review from your weekly self-assessment and your error log analysis, you need to adjust your plans accordingly. Reallocate study time. You may end up allocating a greater amount of time to a certain area or lesser amount of time to another area. There may be a particular area where the concepts may require revision. For example, you may have done time, speed, and distance and time and work in the beginning of your preparation, but you realize at a later stage, say 2 months down the line, that although I know time, speed, and distance and time and work, but when I'm doing questions, I cannot remember which formula has to be applied there. So this approach to questions is a reminder that you need to possibly revise the concepts of those topics as such and remain flexible during this whole time period. This is an effective progress review and a mid-course correction which is required by everyone. Toppers require it. You will require it. Plus, take care that your confidence, your persistence, or your ability to continuously do work and your mental health are very important for ending up with a good score. Your well-being is important, and nurturing a positive mindset where you tell yourself that I will be able to get a clear 99% percentile is very important. And in case you suffer from a certain amount of stress while you're doing this preparation, remember it has to be cut down as much as possible. So build confidence in your own ability. Celebrate small wins. If you attempt a particular examination, a mock test, and you end up getting a score of 22%, say yourself, okay, at least I've covered 22%. All I need to do is increase this 22% to say a 48%. And whenever you end up learning a particular set of concepts which are difficult, which you were struggling with previously, you need to pat yourself in your back. You need to tell yourself, let's see, I've done a good job. And this is going to increase your confidence and it will make you ready for more hard work which will follow. Also, you need to be persistent in your preparation. There shouldn't be breaks. There shouldn't be a particular day on which you stop studying. When I talk about a 6 hour everyday plan, then that plan works if you're working 6 hours every day, all 7 days of the week, from now till the month of November. There will be days on which you will not feel like studying at all. Even on those days, you'll have to push yourself to study. In the whole process, prioritize your mental health. Integrate breaks during your studies. If you get tired, if you are unable to understand something, you need to take a break. Break could be 5 minute or 10 minute or 15-minute break. And whenever you are studying, you need to give your 100% of your mind into that particular study. You need to get adequate amount of sleep every day, which is a standard 7 hours. 7 hours is something which is required by everyone. So if you're sleeping for 7 hours in a day, then remember you are still sleeping less, because anyone who's doing brain work needs to sleep more to assimilate everything which they're working upon. Eat healthy, stick to routines, do not mess around with your routines as such.
Right.
Plus, there's some tips that I can possibly give you. There are certain recommended tools which are available. For example, Anki is a tool for efficient vocabulary building. Then there are reading resources such as the Hindu, Aeon is a great website. You can possibly read The Economist for your reading practice. There are platforms such as IMS, Time, Career Launch, etc., where mock tests and section tests may be available, and you can possibly decide to join any one of them. You need to prepare a mistake journal where you write down what mistakes you're making. There has to be a formula sheet. There has to be a peer study group. There you need to have one or two friends who are also preparing for IMCAT the way you are preparing for it. This is all that I wanted to discuss with you. If you have specific questions, please ask me.
Sure. I'll quickly come to a few questions that I could see here is common mock taking mistakes that students usually have.
See, the common mistake which all students have is that their level of motivation and confidence in their own ability keeps on going down. As they work hard, they get more involved in their preparation and the stakes become higher for them. That is the reason why tension creeps in. And because of tension, they end up making more mistakes in their mock exams and they have problems in sleeping and the whole preparation gets messed up. Your work is to do work. Your work is not to take tension. If you're getting tense during your preparation, then automatically you are harming yourself. So if you feel tense, that is a reminder that you need to work harder. That means a reminder that possibly the next day you're going to allocate an extra hour of preparation time.
Absolutely. And guys, thank you so much for joining in. And I think we have already shared how does the daily plan should look like. So just go through the entire video. This will be soon available in a few minutes on the channel. So you can go back to the entire video from the starting and look at it. And we have other videos also there on the channel. And we'll be joining next Thursday, same time, 4:30, with another topic for CAT preparation. So do not forget to join us every Thursday, 4:30 p.m. for the CAT preparation. We're doing it till the month of November. So without a miss, join us. If you have any query, you can reach out to us via email or drop in or your live queries as well. And we'll be sharing all the sessions. If you have any questions, we will also reach out to our mentors to answer and help you understand. Thank you, sir, for joining us today, and for sharing this amazing game-changing strategies. I think this is something very, very helpful that doesn't come very easily, that Google does not answer. It's all purely experience, and all the teachings and all the mentorship that you're sharing with all the students. So I think thank you so much, all of you, all the CAT 2025 aspirants. The dream road to your dream B school, with start off with the smart planning, disciplined execution, and consistency. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today, and we'll see you